Hey, this video is regarding my presentation for the sequence diagram based on library management system. Now, it's a model that takes the dynamic aspect of a system software, whereas the class diagram is just the opposite of sequence diagram, wherein it takes only the static matters. In sequence diagram, you can exactly represent all the dynamic changes happening in your project. Sequence diagram, they provide more detail and show the message exchanged among a set of objects over a period of time. Now the main purpose of this diagram is to represent different business objects interact. Now when to use this? It is during the design period that developers and architects utilize the diagram to showcase the system's objects interactions. Now, the main components I've used in my system diagram, sequence diagram, is the object. It represents the existence of an object of a particular time. Lifeline, it represents the duration which an object is alive. Scope is it shows the time period during which an object or the actor is performing the particular action. Message transition is to send the message from one object to another. It also shows the dynamic interaction between the objects. A message with an attribute, to send the message with a particular attribute or an operation. We have message with constraints. Similarly, acknowledgements. Self message is a self loop to that particular object. Self message occurs when an object sends a message to itself. That means it makes a loop. Now, recursive messages. Self message occurs when an object sends a message to itself with recursive scopes. Now I'll show you the library management system sequence diagram. Here I have 4 objects in total, that is student, library, library DB and operation. Now the first operation is login, which student access through library. Second is to validate details through library database. Third is the success. If the password or the login details is valid, the database of the library sends a message back to the main librarian that the user is valid and it's verified. Then library gives the particular book details that the student or the user wished upon. Fifth one is that the student selects the book from the library. First, we have to check the availability, that is the sixth operation, which happens in the library DB and it's a self loop. Seventh one is to check the book availability if it's available. Eighth is to return the book on or before due date. Then from the library to the library DB, we can access an operation to check the return date of the book. Whenever the user returns the book, the main librarian or the host can check in their DBs or the databases where what the return date of the book was, and if it was late, we can issue a fine to them. The one of the operations of it is to, if return date exceeded, we need to issue fine, and then the user pay fines to the library, and then the user can log out when its work is over. So this was my sequence diagram in which the arrow marks shows me the messages, the self looping or the arrow which goes to the object return to itself, it shows me the self looping. This shows me the object instances, and the main is login and the logout. So this was my presentation for the sequence diagram of library management system. Thank you.